I'll admit, I used to think boy bands were all like carefully crafted personas and catchy tunes, just kind of manufactured. But then I started looking into Liam Payne.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, there might be more to this story. You clearly have a knack for going beyond the surface, and with the mountain of information you dug up, it seems like we're about to uncover the man behind the music.
Absolutely. It's really fascinating how even back in the One Direction days, you can see hints of the artist Liam would become. Like, yeah, he was definitely easy on the eyes back then, but listen to those early recordings. The power in his vocals, even then.
Right.
It was undeniable. He wasn't just along for the ride. He was serious about his craft right from the beginning.
It's not like he was some, stage school kid either.
Right.
Born in Wolverhampton, England in 93.
Yep.
Pretty normal upbringing, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
But get this. The guy was practically a walking, talking jukebox from day one. School choirs, local talent shows, you name it, he was there belting it out.
And that's an important point to emphasize. This wasn't manufactured talent. We're talking about a kid who first auditions for the X Factor at 14.
14.
14. He doesn't make it through, but does he give up? No. He comes back at 15 and tries again.
2 times.
Yeah.
This guy was determined.
Exactly. That kind of drive at that age, it's telling, And it's actually on that second try in 2010 that Simon Cowell sees something special, sees that diamond in the rough, and boom, the One Direction concept is born. And it's crazy how fast things took off from there. I mean, One Direction basically became a global phenomenon overnight.
It's true.
And even in a group that's successful, Liam still found a way to, carve out his own space,
It is so easy to get lost in the shuffle when you're with a band that big. What exactly set Liam apart? Was it just the whole, heartthrob thing?
Well, yeah, he definitely had that heartthrob appeal going for him, no question there.
Right.
But there was some serious talent underneath, too. First of all, his vocal range was incredible. He was often the one taking the lead on those, really soaring choruses, the ones that get stuck in your head for days.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, those high notes. Legendary.
Right.
There's a reason those songs were chart toppers.
Exactly. And it wasn't just the technical ability either. He had this raw charisma, a stage presence that really resonated with audiences. I actually came across this interview with their vocal coach from the early days, and she talked about how Liam just had this natural ability to command the stage. He could make everyone feel like he was singing directly to them.
You can totally tell when you watch the old concert videos.
Right.
He owned it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this incredibly talented guy in a crazy successful group, but then toward the end of their run, did you get the sense that maybe, he was starting to outgrow the mold a little bit?
100%. And that's where things start to get really interesting, because it's 2016, One Direction announces they're going on hiatus. And everyone's wondering, okay, what are these guys going to do next, especially Liam? And for him, it seemed like it was this opportunity, a door swinging open to explore his own sound, his own identity as an artist,
Right. And he doesn't waste any time either.
Yeah.
Coming 17 rolls around and bam, strip that down. Which, by the way, huge hit.
Massive hit. And it wasn't just the commercial success of it either. Musically, it was such a clear departure from the One Direction sound. You can hear these R&B influences, this more sensual vibe, and you realize, okay, this is Liam really pushing boundaries here. He's showing a whole different side of himself.
You mentioned influences. Were there any specific artists that kind of, inspired this new direction?
It does make you wonder. It makes you wonder about the pressure, you know, to go from this massively successful band to going solo, finding your own sound. Did he ever talk about that, those challenges? He did, yeah. In a few interviews, actually, Liam talked about this period of self-discovery, almost like he needed to step away from the whole One Direction persona, figure out who Liam Payne, the solo artist, really was. And he was pretty open about it being a struggle,
Yeah.
Finding his footing, dealing with all the expectations that come with that kind of fame.
Right.
And I think that's important to remember, especially with all the rumors and speculation that pops up online. It's easy to forget that these are real people with real feelings.
Speaking of, you've done your research here, and we've got to address this. There's been some, concerning stuff online about Liam's well-being.
And it's responsible of you to ask about it and want to clarify. So let me just say this directly. As of today, October 17th, 2024, Liam Payne is alive and well. Those rumors about his death are completely false, often just fueled by the echo chamber of social media.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to focus on credible sources, verified information, not just sensationalized clickbait,
A good reminder for all of us, really. And it's not just like the online world either. I mean, life has its ups and downs for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fatherhood, past relationships, it's all part of his story. But I have to say, looking at everything, it seems like he's really dedicated to mental health awareness.
Absolutely. He's used his platform to bring attention to that in a really positive way. He's talked openly about his own struggles, encouraging others to seek help, to not let the stigma around mental health stop them from getting support. And it's not just talk either. He's actively involved with some great charities doing important work in this area.
It really does add another dimension to his story, you know?
Yeah.
He's not just creating music, he's trying to make a real difference. But speaking of his music, I mean, he didn't just release Strip That Down and stop there.
Oh, no, not at all. He kept going, experimenting with all these different sounds, different artists.
Right, like who were some of his collaborators and what were those experiences like?
Those collaborations are huge when it comes to understanding his growth as an artist. Like working with people like Rita Ora, J Balvin, you see him blending genres, pushing his vocal abilities in completely new directions. And it just goes to show he's not content with fitting into any one box. He's breaking down walls, exploring every facet of his musicality.
Which makes you think, where's he going to go next?
Yeah. Bang.
Because if there's one thing we can take away from this whole deep dive, it's that Liam Payne's journey is far from over. He went from this boy band heartthrob to a multifaceted artist, experimenting, speaking his truth, using his platform to do good. And that's a powerful message, you know. Talent can't be contained and reinvention is always possible.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.